Hey, this is Miss M, and today we are working on Place Value Rounding Review Part 4 MVT1. Let's go! So today we'll be working on using the strategies that we learned in Part 2 and Part 3 of this series. So if you need a refresher, press pause and go back and review those. If you don't need a refresher, go ahead and continue to watch. I do urge you to try to work these problems out on your own. So let's begin. In our rounding review, the first thing we're going to do is round to the nearest 10, and we are going to use the strategy shown before us. So we have 2,984. So the first thing, if we're using a number line, is to go ahead and create that. So you'll see here, I have 80, and I go all the way to 90. I find my midpoint, which is 85. So anything at 85 or above 85 is going to round to 90. Anything below 85 to 80 is going to be left alone. So we have 84. So I'm going to underline that because we're rounding to the nearest 10. 8 is in the 10 place, so we're in our 80. And then if we look to the number beside it, it's 84. So if I find that on my number line, that's going to take us right here. And if we look, we're below the halfway mark. Our new rounded number is going to be 2,980 because everything after the rounded number goes to 0. So for 84,066, the first thing I needed to do was to find my number. So I'm going to underline 66, and I see that 66 is right there. So if I'm above my halfway point, that means I'm going to round to 70. So my new rounded number is 84,070. My last number for rounding to the nearest 10, we have 440. So 4 is in my 10 spot. So that means I'm in between 40 and 50, and I'm trying to figure out what am I going to round to. Well, I know that 40 is right here on this dot, and because it's below the halfway point, my number is going to stay exactly the same. So the new rounded number is 440. So now we're going to round to the nearest 100, and I'm going to use the other strategy I showed you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to underline the rounded number, which is in the hundreds place, which is 8. So we have 800. We're going to look right next door, and we have 86. Well, we have a 6 here, which means 4 or less, just ignore. 5 or more, raise the score. So our new rounded number is going to be 870 because we raise it by 1. Let's go to the next one, 8,208. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underline the number I need to round. I'm going to look next door to tell me what to do to that rounded number. And I have a 0. So 4 or less, just ignore. 5 or more, raise the score. Since that 0 is less than 4, I am going to have my new rounded number be 8,200 because I'm not going to raise it. And for our last one, 68,653. So we're going to underline the 100. So we have 600. We're going to look next door. We have a 5. So 4 or less, just ignore. 5 or more, raise the score. So since we have 5, we're going to raise that score. So our new rounded number is 68,700. And you have done it. Way to go. You should be very proud of yourself. So you are so smart, and I'm so proud of you. And if you made any mistakes on that review, remember, mistakes are proof you are trying. Awesome job in discovering and learning today. And if these videos are helpful, please like and subscribe. Peace and love.